So, welcome back. Now, I'm going to pop in the shadows with a different brush actually, just so I can get them better. I'm going to use an extra brush. This is a squirrel mop. We use this quite often as a Pro Art squirrel mop brush. Looks like this. Let's get some liquid and water into it. So I'm going to mix up my favourite shadow mixture, which if you've been watching my videos you'll know. Alizarin Crimson and Ultramarine. Sometimes Cobalt. Might throw in some burnt sienna as well. So I tend to mix up two of these, a cooler one and a warmer one, which we'll do right now, just for speed's sake really. I don't need a huge mixture or a huge amount of mixture for these two. And let's just pop these in quite quickly. I've got to be careful there because that's wet, so I'll just work on this down part for the moment. I will come back into the rest of it once that's dried. And there's a shadow off of here, so we need to just get that running in fast. And that comes in off the building, just connecting up, that's better, just connecting up these two posts. Quite a lot of shadow in on this side, so we'll just mix a slightly different mixture there. Pop that in quite fast. There is a diagonal shadow here, so we'll pop that in fast. These are all in shadow. These characters here are not. This is in shadow. All the way down. Just need to be careful around the heads. There we go. These are not in shadow, but there are going to be a couple of shadows under here. And slightly under the eaves. There'll be one there. Definitely going to be a shadow on this chimney pot. On the right hand side. This building is also all in shadow. I'm going to just need to watch out down there. Notice there's a cooler shadow. You have to be quite quick into these shadows, because otherwise you'll take all the paint away. Here we've got a slight issue because it's not quite dry, but I'll just go around that for the moment. It won't matter too much. Just drag that down to the car. There you go. And we'll design some liquid down here, make it stronger so it highlights up the car. And these figures here. That's good. This is in light, this is in shadow, but I'm going to go lighter in shadow in these buildings back here by just adding a touch more water to those. Again, around the car quite carefully. And all this area is definitely in shadow. I'm going to make this slightly bluer. Just drop in some blue, ultramarine and cobalt. I might have to just take this out tonally a little bit because it's now going to go a bit darker. because it's going backwards down here. We just need it to be a bit lighter. I might take this out. I quite like the granulation on that actually, but I think I will just make this slightly lighter just to give a bit, that's better, a bit of relief down there. There's two ways to look at that. We could make that darker, this shadow, and that will throw this up. But actually for creating it, I still want this a bit bluer. Going back, that's it. That's what I was looking for. There we go. That throws that back. And I will just touch that out slightly. Not too much though. I quite like the effect of that. Just tonally dampen it off a little bit. Okay, just make sure I go around this car. And that's coming up over there. Okay. Just going to put in a cast. Suggestion of a cast shadow. I mean, I could wait for this to dry and then pop it in, but sometimes I quite like to see them blend and bleed in and see what happens. Ultramarine's a great colour for doing that. There we go, that's added a little bit more interest in that. Pop in some cast shadows on these windows if we want to get pernickety, which I don't particularly, but that works. Just pop him on here. So what you get is, if the paint from the earlier painting of these darker windows is slightly damp or not totally dry, you'll get sort of blurring and blending off, and that is, from my point of view, great. That's what I want to see. Same with all these lines here, and that's why I put them in first. I know some artists put these in afterwards, but I tend to put them in first if I want a blurred effect, you know, and then that blurs around in that mixture of that shadow mixture. I'm just going to use the brush to take some of this liquid out. Just take some of that liquid off. There we go, just absorb that up. There. Well, the shadow's great, looking great. It's not quite dry on here. And I know as soon as I put a shadow in and touch that, it's just going to bleed into it. We've got light and dark going on. The only bit I'm not, I just want to join up there, that'll do. That's better. I've got some other shadows to pop in now. Probably quite dark shadows actually, so we will touch in some more blue. That was a green mix, I don't know why I did that for, so I don't want that. It's into these mixtures here. We'll just set it up over here a little bit. This is just going to be darker. So we'll come off here and run these quite long shadows off. It's coming out through there. One off there. Okay, we've got these characters here. We need to go in for a bit of a smaller brush to sort this out. Off of this leg as well. A lot of liquids going on here. I'm going to darken the shadow up on this a touch, just here. This figure here is key. Shadow from the bag, shadow from the bag. And then we need to make sure we run this shadow off of the legs. Might come in even darker just by dropping in some liquid to let that bleed in. Do its own thing. Touch of a shadow in here. Pop one in there. Let that bleed away. this head's a bit darker. That's better. So yeah, it's just reading quite nicely, it's working quite nicely. I just need to finish this off here. Not quite done. Let's just sort this roof out of it and make it a bit more distinctive. And here as well, just need to join up that. That's just about done. There is a cable coming in here which I did originally put in, and we'll see what we're going to do with that in a second. I'm going to use a shadow mixture. I'm just going to get this in now. I know on some of it it'll blend and bleed black in. If I go around quite carefully though, I might minimise that. But it will. You can see it's going to do it. I'll whip across to this one. Just be brave. There we go. Dip, dip. And I just need to fashion this in here a touch. Just going over onto the tape, so that's okay. Don't want to mess too much with this, but I do want that shadow joined. So I'm going to leave that shadow off there. I will darken up the shadow at the base. This happens quite a lot in shadows of the buildings. They kind of start darker at the base, and then as they go off, they get lighter. Quite nice to put these in darker anyway, because I think it just gives it a bit more impact. That's better. That was too light before. We'll leave these small chinks of shadowy light in there as well. Pop in this one. Very liquid mixture. Come up there. I'm kind of done on these shadows, but you can see the shadows in this are kind of making it really. Our eye's definitely going over here. Final little thing. I just want to darken this up, this character, so the eye goes here for this person out shopping. There we go. I think we're done. I'm happy with that. Could be fiddling around. There is the last little thing though, say I'm done. Okay, a bit of a grey mixture. Maybe no, it's too brown. Needs to be quite a light one. I mean, sometimes you can just do this with pencil, but it's just getting this line in here. There we go. It's just running. Could have another one here. We'll just pop in one more light one there. Just coming in, taking the eye in, and there was one off of this building, which will just pop in, just coming in across here, just before we go. And there we have it. There was a little light. I keep saying I'm finished, but actually, just pop this in. Take that out of it. Totally too dark.